So fortunately, in the case of the Homeless Resource Center, the city still had not purchased the site. So they had an agreement with the owner, which obviously fell through. In other words, the city still was early in the game. But think about a private developer. If he or she, for example, had bought a property to build affordable housing, and then the community just rejected it. This is why it's recommended for developers to not buy the site, but just to have an agreement with a property owner, while at the same time going through the permitting process, which does require oftentimes public participation. In case just the whole thing falls apart. However, once the permit is approved, no one can say, hey, I didn't like that, or I didn't like this, so it's too late in the game for that. Some of the benefits of public participation is to build consensus, so that is build an agreement between the different stakeholders, to increase the ease of implementation, especially if you can avoid the worst case confrontations, like in the Sugar House case with the Homeless Resource Center. You can maintain credibility and legitimacy because you are not making decisions in closed door. And if you listen to that video, people felt that the city had chosen these sites and they were hiding what the sites were, and they actually were not making it public. So the public in this case was right that the decisions were in closed doors, because maybe they felt that they would receive opposition, and of course they did. But it's important for you to also think from the city perspective. Many times they don't want to tell the public because they feel that there will be opposition, and they just try to push something because they think that technically that's the best that they can do with the Homeless Resource Center, a place close to transit, to the S-Line, a place that provides economic opportunities for the people who would have lived there. So the planners are making these decisions, the city, the politicians, and then they want the public to accept it. But again, they can backfire, and it's not considered legitimate, right? So people lose trust. It's important to maintain the credibility and legitimacy. So if you take decisions in secret or sitting around your desk alone, then you cannot anticipate what are the public concerns and attitudes. And finally, public participation develops into civil society. So I'm sure that you can think of other benefits of public participation, and you can use the discussion to add some of those to your own list. As one example, Thomas Beryl and Jerry Clayford, this is 2002, recently conducted an analysis of, or maybe not so recent, in 2002, they conducted an analysis of 239 public participation cases over the past 30 years. Very good analysis. They evaluated public participation based on 5 goals, so quite similar to the ones above. Goal number 1, incorporating public values into decisions. Goal number 2, improving the substantive quality of decisions. Goal number 3, resolving conflict among competing interests. Goal number 4, building trust in institutions. And goal number 5, educating and informing the public. They concluded that the case study record of the past 30 years paints an encouraging picture of public participation. Involving the public not only frequently produces decisions that are responsible to public values and substantively robust, but it also helps to resolve conflict, build trust, and educate and inform the public about the environment. The author also brings an example of the World Bank to discuss the idea of beneficiary participation. The World Bank has been evaluating participation in international development projects In a major report of lessons learned from the World Bank experience in participatory development, the authors concluded that a statistical analysis of evaluations of 121 rural water supply projects throughout Asia, Africa, and Latin America, supported by 18 international agencies, including the bank, revealed that beneficiary participation as the single most important factor in determining overall quality of implementation in a project. So the analysis also demonstrated that beneficiary participation was the single most important factor in contributing to increase access and control over water resources. It also resulted in community members acquiring new water-related organizational skills and strengthened community organizations went on to undertake other development activities. I will show a video of an example in Vietnam, where a program provided functional water connections to over 2 million people, so the beneficiaries were consulted in this decision-making process. The World Bank concludes that the analysis also demonstrated that beneficiary participation was the single most important factor to contributing to increased access and control over water resources. It also resulted in community members acquiring new water. I'm going to show a video clip.
Access to clean water in rural Vietnam has improved substantially in recent years, from 10% improved water access in 2000 to 70% in 2016. However, sustainability of the rural water systems was an issue. About 30% of the piped water schemes have partial to no functionality after 5 years. To improve the people's long-term sustainable access to clean water, the use of results-based financing was introduced in Vietnam in 2012. Financial incentives were provided to provinces to invest in constructing better quality water schemes, rewarding well-managed water systems that provide continuous and good quality water to their populations. The first step was to incentivize and reward the construction of functional water supply connections. This means providing household supply 24/7, allowing for a maximum of 10% failure rate, providing clean water for drinking. To achieve this, the program incentivizes, for example, optimized engineering designs, community engagement, and better financial planning. The second step was to reward the schemes that have been well operated and efficiently managed. Providing clean water 24/7, using the recognized management model, at least 70% of households have functioning water connections and their bills are paid, the operational cost of the system is covered by its tariffs.
Sau khi nhà tôi đang dùng cái nước này thì có một cái thông tin là chuẩn bị sắp tới là có được xây dựng một công trình nước sạch mới của nhà nước. Thế thì cái buổi hôm họp đấy thì tôi cũng được đi tham dự, và tất cả người dân cũng được tham dự và đưa ra ý kiến để thảo luận xem là giá cả như thế nào, mà tất cả người dân cũng đều được tham khảo tất, và cũng tất cả người dân cũng rất là đồng ý với ý kiến cao là nên dùng nước sạch. Thì người dân cũng đều là góp ý đồng ý rất là cao, để ví dụ như là thu tiền để đóng góp vào để sửa chữa hỏng hóc hàng tháng.
Cái sự khác biệt với cái phương pháp tiếp cận này thì các cái phương pháp tiếp cận trước đây thì có rất nhiều hạn chế, nhưng với phương pháp tiếp cận bền vững này thì người dân được tham gia vào các giai đoạn trong cái quá trình triển khai thực hiện dự án, cũng như là tham gia vào cái việc là quản lý công trình sau đầu tư. Thì cái phương pháp này là người dân sẽ nâng cao được ý thức và tham gia trả tiền khi sử dụng nước. Thì đây là một trong những nội dung hết sức quan trọng để duy trì công trình hoạt động bền vững.
From 2013 to 2019, in cooperation with the government and private sector, the programme provided over 2 million people with functional water connections, and more than 1 million people are now served by sustainable water schemes.